Today we are going to learn the last topic of the chapter, how can parties be reformed. Today we are going to learn the last topic of the chapter, how can parties be reformed. So we have learned the challenges in previous video. Now we will learn how their challenges can be overcome. We have seen various problems. How can we remove these problems? This topic is connected to today's topic. So we will start. So our first point is reform versus willingness to reform. This statement tells that we need reformation. There should be change in political parties, whatever the challenges are there, from that they should overcome. But if we will talk about willingness to reform, then who can bring this change? Political leaders will bring the change. And challenges before political parties give to profit to somebody's. For example, there is a political leader. He knows that use of money and muscle power is wrong in politics, but still they use money and muscle power to win. And if we think to remove this system, government should make some laws against it. But in government, the person himself is there who has used the same method to win. So there is will to bring reform, but the people, those who will bring reform, they are willing to do so. This, no, they are not willing to do this. To bring the change is not a big issue, but the people who will bring the change, are they ready for it? No. So now you have understood that what is the change, why it is not coming. The people who can bring, they themselves are not ready. So our next point is efforts and suggestions to reform political parties. What efforts are done, or what are the suggestions, that what can we do, what is done up till now, and that we have brought. So we will see these 3 points. First is constitutional amendment. Constitutional amendment is brought in our constitution. According to that, the MP and the MLAs who follow the practice of defection, it is stopped. First I will tell you the meaning of defection. Suppose I am a leader and I contest the election on behalf of X party's ticket and won the election and become MLA. But the Y party gives me money to join them. Previously it was allowed that leaders won the election from X party and after that join the Y party. So previously this type of defection is there, means changing party allegiance from the party on which a person got elected to a legislative body or to a different party. So against this, anti-defection law was passed, means the leader can change his party, but he or she will lose the seat in the legislature. So this way defection in the parties is stopped. If large number of MLAs are changing the party, means suppose 20, 25 in numbers, so it means that something is wrong in that party. So that time it is allowed. But if one or two leaders are changing, then their seats are taken away, means their positions are taken away. But as this policy is having advantage, it is also having disadvantage. So what is the disadvantage of this? The disadvantages of this policy is that any of the leader is not satisfied with the party and he wants to join the party who is doing the good work. So he cannot join because he or she will lose this seat in a legislature. So next point is candidates are required to file an affidavit to reduce money and muscle power. We have learned the challenges in that one is excessive use of money and muscle power. People influence the result of election through money and muscle power. To stop these things, government brought the policy. What was this policy? The policy is that if I want to become a MLA, then I have to file an affidavit. So what is affidavit? Affidavit is a signed document submitted to an officer where a person makes a sworn statement regarding his or her personal information. The topic of affidavit is giving details of his or her properties and criminal cases pending against him or her. You have to tell all details about you in front of election commission, and benefit of this is public knows everything about the candidate, and there is a drawback that it is the thing written in the affidavit is right, whether it is a right or wrong. Okay, now we will see the third change, that is the, suppose if you remember that we have learned first challenge the lack of internal democracy. To this, to reduce that, election commission made mandatory for political parties are required to hold their organizational elections and file their income tax returns. Means we have seen that the leaders on top position of parties, they decide everything and they do according to themselves. But now this will not happen, because now the power is in the hands of the people, means in the hands of citizens. People, in the sense the bottom of the leaders of the party, or who plays the role of active members who do not have powers. So election commission thought that if we have to bring transparency, that we have to hold organizational elections to bring internal democracy and to break the internal nexus between parties and businessmen by income tax return file. Political parties says that people has given the donation, so we have the money and the money comes in crore. So up till now we have seen 3 points that already has done. So what are the suggestions now? So these are the suggestions, that laws to regulate internal affairs should be made. Next is minimum number of tickets should be given to women, means some quota should be reserved for women. Third, there should be state funding of elections, means government will provide the money and in that money the party has to manage the election expenses. And the fourth is role of people. Role of people means petition, publicity and agitation. Means if citizens do not take part in it and simply criticize it from outside, and also the active involvement of these who wants reform. Okay, so this was the today's topic, and with this topic our chapter political parties finish. In the next video we will start with our new chapter outcome of democracy.